Hello, 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 my friends. It is Saturday night here, daylight saving times, and my eyes are just itchy. Do you know that the little green, the pollen are just like blowing all over the place? And I'm telling you, they're really giving me a hard time. But it is Saturday, and remember now, my commitment to this community is that I'll come to you once per week. Usually it's a Friday night. Just couldn't make it last night. So I'm making sure, oh my goodness, um, that I'm here before the week ends because it's important to me. It's important that I hold be a woman of my word and be accountable to myself and to serve my people. So tonight, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a great time and hope that things went well for you today and the week, and that you're now just slowing down, maybe just settling in for the night, and to wake up tomorrow and to maybe go to your favorite place of worship or whatever you do, maybe to work. It doesn't matter. I just hope that everything is going well for you. So if you're going to be watching me live, let me know where you're watching from. And if you're going to be watching the replay, also let me know where you're watching from, because tonight I have something to share with you that I've been reading, and I thought it really had an impact on me. I thought I'd share it with you. Like, how do we actually keep our attitude up when things are just going like really bizarre? Things are just, happening day after day, and we have to keep our attitude up. Huh? We should, or we must. Because if we go down, like keep sliding down that slippery slope, what's going to happen? But how do you actually do that? And I was reading this book today as I came back from serving with the Coalition of 100 Black Women. We had a lovely function today where we celebrated some ladies in the area of economic empowerment. They're doing a phenomenal job in their community. We applaud them, we recognize them. But I came back today and I was in my little quiet time. I had to catch up on my reading. I came across this article and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so powerful. I want to share with my audience tonight. How do you actually do that? So many things are happening around us day after day and night after night. And I mean, not only around us, but in other countries. How do you keep your attitude up when things are going down? So, I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I'm going to share with you what I read today, and I hope that it will help you. So, for those of you who have not met me before, my name is Yvette Garel, and I come to you live in this community once per week. We talk about anything, educate, inform, inspire, just about anything pertaining to life and as well as business. Because here in social media, I'm a social media coach. I help people to leverage the power of social media and take their business online. There are some of us who are home based business owners, network marketers, entrepreneur persons, direct sales persons, MLMs. We traditionally market our business from a different space. Now, things have changed, and we now have modern social media strategies that can help you to grow your business online, and that is the arena in which I function. So let's get it on. Let's get the show on the road. How do you keep your attitude up when things are just bizarre? Things are just going down, whether it's in your life, in your business, just around you, in your family, in your relationship. It really doesn't matter. We're people and things are going to happen. But as the saying always goes, things going to happen 90%, but 10% is how you 90% is how you react to it, right? Or the 10%, whichever way it goes. I don't remember this saying right now. But anyway, your reaction towards the situation, that's what really matters. Hmm? All right. So, so the artist talks about a few things, and I want to share those with you tonight. And he talks about, he says, having a positive attitude in life will is one of the guarantees to make you successful. Because sometimes it's not about the amount of money, it's not the amount of friends and the circle that you're in, but your attitude, positive attitude. You can do a lot of stuff when you're positive, even when everybody around you is are negative. You can do and you remain positive, you can do some things. And I'm telling you that because I've proven that from experience. Positivity, huh? To be optimistic about something. Everybody is just like, oh, that's no good. That's going down. Especially if you are the person that had the vision and you're on a mission and you know that this thing is going to work or it will work because you have already looked into it and have your steps and your activities and so on. And some folks who have not even checked into it, they'll tell you, oh, that's not going to work, that's not going to work. But yeah, so you can maintain your positive attitude because you know that you have already um, done all your assessment and your evaluation, and it will work as long as you put in the work, huh? So how do and I'm gonna look down because I have some notes here for you. I had to make some little jottings here so I could pass them on to you. So he said, we know that positive attitude is one of the guarantees to have a successful, have success in your life, right? But he wants, we always say, oh yeah, we want to be successful. We have a positive. But what happened when what this lady when the shits hit the fans? Oh my goodness, she said something. I can't even pronounce it. But anyway, what happened when things just started rolling down like a roller coaster? And it's like, man, you can't stop it. It's just like getting bad. What happened? What you gonna do with that? It's so easy because as the writer talks about allowing ourselves to slide down with that thing that is going down, whatever it is, we be like, oh, we start to weep and moan and groan, and we just go down that path because of that, what is happening. But this is what the writer says here. We're gonna have setbacks, right? We're gonna have minor setbacks, major setbacks. We're gonna have setbacks. Things are gonna happen in life, right? But we need to know how to deal with them. We really do. Things are going to happen and we have to be equipped. I like to talk about coping skills, right? I love to talk about coping skills. And when I used to teach, I always, in the high school, I always, because the students were getting ready to go out in the world of work. And I'm always encouraging them and teaching them, bringing to their attention coping skills. Because we don't learn everything from the textbooks, right? We really don't. I mean, we learn a lot from experience. And when you can share your experiences with other folks, then that will help them to be able to maneuver. They might not be able to do exactly as you did, but they'll have an idea that that might be a course of action that they can take. So I love to talk about coping skills. How would you cope in this particular situation? Huh? Although you want to keep your attitude up, but things are just like flat out not going anywhere. All right. So he says, now we need to know how to deal with them and to keep our attitude intact. Now we know that can be difficult because when things are going bad, that's where your eyes and your attention is gonna follow that. So can you imagine now you have to pull back and be like, oh, have a nice smile on your face and be just positive, and you know that hell is going on there. Oh my goodness, right? You know hell is going on and you have to smile. I don't know about you, if anybody out there that does customer service and you're having a bad day, you have to keep that smile on your face and be nice to those customers and be really nice to your people and to your peers. And in your heart, it's just like tearing apart. Yeah, it is something because that when you cannot take out your anger and your great on anyone, you have to deal with that for yourself because you have to do the job that you have been called to do. You have to smile and you have to greet the customer and do all of that. That's what we are called to do here. Handle your business. You cannot slide down that slippery slope. We got to keep the attitude up. But then he says, he has some thoughts about it, right? He said he's going to share some thoughts with us. A couple of things he shared. He said, number one, take time out. Take time out. I don't know what time out looks like for you, whether it's a couple of minutes, whether it's a few hours, whether it's a few days. Take time out and reassess. Take time out and kind of check into what is going on. right now, in this time, in this space, what is going on? Gotta take time out, because when you're up in there and things are, you cannot even see. You gotta step back. When situations are going on and you're right up in there, you can't. It's like you're blinded. It's like it's consuming so much that you cannot even see. I'm telling you, I can share that from experience. When you're all up in there, you can't see. You don't even, until you take a step back, until you slow it down and take a step back. Just remove yourself from the situation, if that's what you can do. But sometimes it's internal, so you gotta take some time out. How will you take time out from your internal warfare? How do you take time out from your internal warfare? I'd love to know. I hope you follow me here. I'd love to know how you take time out when the warfare is like all up in your head, right? Got to figure it out, right? So you said take some time out, right? And check and see what's going on here, because sometimes we kind of make it more than what it is, right? We kind of make it more than what it is. But he said take time out, right? Unfortunately, he said that sometimes we compound the problem. See, we compound the problem, we make it bigger than what it actually is. But you can't see when you're up in the moment and things are just, shots are just firing left, right, and center. You cannot see until you take a step back. Because when you react in those certain times, when things are just like hitting you left, right, and center, when your reaction that time is going to be not necessarily the reaction that you need to give. That's why it's so important to take a step back, slow it down. You know, when we make decisions in the heat of that moment, a lot of times it's the incorrect decision. We make the decision based upon our emotions. Huh? My brother, he has this saying. He said, "Don't let your emotion override your common sense." The first time I heard him say that, I had to have a good. I'm like, where he got that from? I don't know if he read that anywhere, but I'm just quoting him. I don't know if there's maybe a quote out there. I have no idea. But he's the first one I heard with it. He said, he was talking about a particular situation, and he said, that boy allowed his emotion to override his common sense. So he's way older than I am, so he probably know a thing or two that I don't know. But yeah, and when you think about it, that's true, because when you're up in there in the heat of the moment, yeah, your emotion can definitely get the better of you. So that time, that's when sometimes we make the wrong decisions. We make, and the attitude just stinks, right? Because nobody can tell you anything. I don't want to hear anything. I'm gonna just do this, and you just right. So, and then you say to yourself, but when you make a decision now and it really doesn't, when you really step back and you kind of get clarity and you realize what is going on, you realize that, man, did I make that decision? Did I actually do that? What is happening here? Did I actually do that? Did I make that decision? Yeah. So that's why it is so important, as the author suggests, that we just slow it down, step back, take time out, whatever you want to call it, and think about the situation, assess it, reevaluate. And my mama always have this word. She said, allow the soup to get cold. You can't drink the soup when it's hot. Gotta let it cool, right? All right. So that's number one. Then number two, it's it says, once you take a step back from that situation, you allow your state of mind to get back to normalcy. All right. So that's one of the big things. We allow our state of mind, because I'm telling you, these are not ordinary days. These are not ordinary times. And all that is happening around the world, around us, can put us in a state of mind. But when we say things or react to things in that state of mind, it is not necessarily the best reaction, the best decision that we want to take, or we want to, and the best things we want to say. So we must be very careful, all of us, me too, in how we react when we are in a situation that really is going down. Our attitude, the attitude is so powerful. and it comes across, right? So take control of the circumstances. That's kind of hard sometimes, right? Because when you're right up in there, you're seeing Peony, you're seeing lights. You can't even see. Things are happening and you're right in the middle of it. Yeah, but we have to learn to control ourselves and to take control of the situation and the circumstances, or else we're just going to follow it. So, wherever it leads, that's where we're going to go. Remember, what we focus on, expand. Okay, so he says, number two, he encourages us to keep our eyes on the goal. Hmm. Keep your eyes on the goal, because a lot of times in the middle of all of that mess, we're missing we're missing the direction where we're going. We're missing the goal that we set. So he encourages us to keep our mind on keep our eyes on the goal. Yeah, because it's easy to lose our focus if you keep paying attention to that thing, right? Keep your eyes on the goal. So he says, can't take off your focus from where you're going. Can't take your focus off the decision you made to start your business. Can't take your decision off your relationship with your partner. That's you got married and you can't take your eyes off some things. You can't take your eyes off your investment. You're looking for your return on your investment. What's going on here? Can't take your eyes off the goals that you have set. Whatever it is, you start to do this project and you things start to go bad and you be like, man, I can't bother. You just want to give up. No, no, no. You got to do some things, right? And even when you do you assess, reevaluate, and if it's something that you need to let go, then now at least when you let it go, you know why you let it go, right? It doesn't mean that you're going to keep everything or everything is going to go in a positive direction, or you started out one way and you end up the other way, but you still have to take the time out to reevaluate, assess, keep your focus, keep your eyes on the goal, keep the focus. Okay. Number three, it says focus on the solution, not the problem. And I know that is so easy. We talk about the problem all day long. Man, this so and so and so. Man, so and so. And that's where our focus is. That's where our focus is. We really, it's like after we churn that thing like a trillion time and like beat it, then we start to be like, okay, so what am I gonna do? Yeah. What am I gonna do? So we start to be like, so we be like, oh my God, this happened today, and so on and so on and so forth. Can't believe it. And we just pound it, pound it, pound it. And we waste so much energy, so much time on that instead of thinking about, like, all right, that happened. And what am I going to do? We have got to learn to make a quicker turnaround. The author suggests that, he said the squeaky wheels get the oil, right? So if you start crying out, if your wheel is creaky, you're riding your bicycle or your motor car is going on the road, you hear some brakes. That's what's gonna you're gonna be like, oh, I gotta take care of that, right? so so when things become really rough and challenging and are certain, the negativity and all that, it takes our focus. So we have to really have some control, some self-control to be like, okay, well, we're not going there today. We're not going down that road. We got to pull it back. But that takes practice, and that takes a certain amount of self-control, because it's easy to just slide down in the negative. We have got to practice how to dial it back. Hmm? So he said, talk about the solution. Okay, something happened. All right. How, yeah, we might talk about what happened, definitely. But what about the solution to the problem? Hmm? What about the solution to the problem, or how we're going to solve the situation? So we need to, one of the things he suggested is that we need to spend more time on solving the problem than talking about the problem. And that is something that, well, I remember, when something goes wrong out, we talk about that thing. You call your mom, you call your dad, maybe your friends, and be like, man, and until after you talk to everybody, then you still got the problem. Yeah. Still have the problem. You still got to figure it out. You still gotta, and sometimes, sometimes when you have a problem and you talk to some people about the problem, all I do is listen. No contribution as to say, well, what you gonna do, or you're gonna what you oh what you have in mind. So we must be careful, or we must choose who to go to with a problem. When you have a problem, you need help, right? You have a problem, you're seeking solution. Maybe you can't just figure it out right away. You call upon somebody and they just probably add to the problem. Because it's easy for them. Oh, yeah, I remember when I used to be. They're adding to your problem. You got to watch that, my friends. They're adding to the situation. And then you'll be like, oh, afterward, they'll be like, you call them to see if they could help you. But what did they do? They added their own problem to the problem you're having. So now you're still at square one. You have moved, haven't found an inch of solution to the problem. So we have to be wise. We have to use our just use our common sense, and to figure out now, know how our circle, know the people that we associate ourselves with, and see or what or where, and to know who to approach with the situation, depending on what it is. Because when you have a problem, you're seeking, all of us, when we have a problem, we are seeking solution. So it was so fascinating. I just thought about that because I've known, I'm guilty of that. You have a problem and you talk to someone, you share it with someone, and they never ever come up with never ask a question. So what you gonna do? They just listen, and then they start to add more stuff to it. Oh, you've been down that road. But the more you learn about how to deal with this situation, is the better off you are. And I'm just sharing here. I thought it was so interesting today that I was reading this, you know, and whether it's family, friend, or somebody that you don't know, it doesn't really matter. It's like you have a problem and you're seeking solution, but you end up right where you started out after you finish talking to them, because they're not helping you. So now we have to choose, where to land our problems, and whatever we have, we need to choose who to present the situation with. Because if we're seeking solution, then we don't need no more problem on what on top of what you have. All right. So he said, number 4, he says, get some positive input. And that would tie in with number 3, because if I come to you and I'll be like, man, you know, A, B, C, D happened today, and I'm not so sure what to do. Now, you want somebody to give you some positive input, as to maybe ask questions and encourage you, or maybe give you ideas, or share, maybe something that you could try, or you want somebody to give you some positive input, because it's easy, and it's a tendency, excuse me, to build on what you already have. That's not what you want. You want solutions. Hmm? Yeah, you want to go in a different direction. But depending on where you go to find solution, you might be heading in the same direction and you're not turning around. So one thing we must do is to get our thoughts back on track and start to think positive. And sometimes we don't even need anybody to help us with the problems that we're having. We just need to step back, remain focused. Think about what is it that you want to have, or what is it you're expecting out of that situation. Focus on the solution, not the problem. And try to kind of pick up some, maybe tapes or podcasts, or listen to, maybe go to a good movie, and just kind of clear your head. Then number 5, he said, tell yourself something good. Positive affirmations, that would be. Positive affirmations, I'm going to tell you, that works every time. Positive affirmation. Because sometimes the situation gets so bad, you don't even know where to start. You got to start speak positive things to yourself. Been there and done that. Okay? Talk about things that are positive. Remember the good things that happen. Got to bring your memory, because you shift. Because the memory is going to be like, oh, start thinking about, yeah, man, that is bad, and that happened. And I remember. No, but you got to block that. You got to shift now and start to think of some positive thing. Talk to yourself about some good things, some good times. Yeah, positive things, because we have that inside of us. We got the power inside of us to shift it, the mindset, right? We got the power to control our thoughts. Yeah, we do. Because if we allow ourselves to keep spiraling down that negative path or those, situations that are bad, that's where you're going to go. Remember what you focus on, expand. And so, we have got to remember because we're human beings now, don't forget. Yes, it's easy. We're human beings, and it's and for some reason, and I don't know, and I said this before on a different live, I don't know, it's like the negative things will stick before the positive things. I don't know, I'm not a brain person, mental, I'm not that deep in biology, but I'm telling you, negativity that will catch fire and blaze before positivity. And think about in your own life, and think about in your own environment, and the people you're surrounded. I mean, somebody says something really not nice about somebody. Oh my goodness, that thing spiral and it's gone. But talk about the good things. Talk about the good things. And it's like something about the negative things. I don't know. I need to do some research on that one day. Why does negative thoughts spiral so fast, uh, um, other than rather than positive things? I don't know. But one of these days, I'm gonna do some work and I'll come back here and let you know. Okay, so let's think about some positive things, some positive things that happen in your life, some good the memories, bring them back, and kind of overpower the mind with those things, because that will counteract the negative things. Not that they're going away, but it will bring, change the mode and your mood, and just bring back some positive energy. Huh? So it says here, it says, let your positive attitude develop from within, right? And the wealth, and then it will spew on the outside. Because when you're positive and you're smiling and you just have that energy, people are gonna be like, oh, what's going on there now? Yeah, you remember that movie Stella got her groove back? Yeah, Stella became positive, man. After a while, Stella got her groove back. But when it's spewing from the inside, it's gonna be seen on the outside. I guarantee you. Yeah. So it makes a lot of difference. And once people start seeing you in that way, you're gonna get oh, she's happy today, are you feeling good today? I see that you're gonna get, and those things are gonna help you to turn around those negative circumstances, those things that are weighing you down. It's gonna lift you up because now you've shifted. Huh? Now the other thing that the writer talks about, he says, remember that these bad circumstances or whatever is happening in your life, it's not forever, only for a time. Yeah. So if you dwell on them too long, then you give them too much life to live, huh? We have got to shorten that. So that's some of the things that we really need to act upon. I've seen it so many times, and even in my own life, as I grow and I learn, I apply these things to my life. But I'm sure that we all have had experiences where we just go down on the slippery slope, and sometimes it takes a long time to come back, depending on how far we went down with these circumstances and these situations in our life. When we want to keep a positive attitude, we want to keep your attitude up. Hmm. When you want to keep your attitude up and the circumstances start to weigh you down, we got to figure out a way how to get it back on balance. It's like you're trying to balance, that, what do you call that balance in, what we call it, back home in the childhood days, we call it seesaw. Yeah. So one time it's, yeah. So when the negative things are taking you, man, it's like your positivity is going down and negative. No, we gotta sometimes keep a balance, and then after, then we're gonna knock negativity out of the park and let positivity reign. but it's challenging, and it's something that we have to practice all the time, all of us. Yeah, yeah, because it's something that I have to practice, and not everything requires a response. Okay, that's a PSA. Not everything requires a response. And sometimes when you respond, you add fire to the situation. You add fire to the fury. You put it more, you like you pour oil on the fire, and oh, it just blazes the proportion. So sometimes without a response, that can help. So remember that. That is just public service announcement. Put it to the side. Not everything requires a response, because sometimes we add more fuel to the fire. Okay. So we must remember that these circumstances really don't last forever. They're gonna go away. The saying goes that this too will pass. Of course it's gonna pass. After a while, you're gonna remember, and I'm like, man, what happened there? I can't. What is it that I was so worried about? What is it that really pulled me down? What is it that I allowed to really happen during that particular time? And you probably take a big laugh, or you get a nice chuckle, or you be like, man, I won't let that happen again. So when you want to keep your attitude up, right? And circumstances are pulling you down, don't forget these things that we talked about tonight. And if you don't have to practice all of them, but if you just grab one and see how it can make an impact on your life. So I wanted to share this with you tonight, because I found it so interesting with all that is happening around us, and we all that we see around the world, and it sometimes it just take a toll on you. But let's just keep our positive chin up. Yeah, just with whether it's a smile on your face, or your positive affirmations, or keep your circle tight with positive people, whatever it is. But we have got to just make ensure that when we want to keep our attitude up, we cannot allow circumstances to pull us down, because what we focus on expand. And if we focus on the things that are going wrong, on the problems rather than the solution, we're going to take a long time to dial it back to get to where we want to go. So let us focus. If you have to step back, step back. If you have to just leave it alone, leave it. But whatever you do, don't allow your self control to get out of hand. Keep it tight. All right, my friends, that's all I have for you tonight. I hope you're gonna have a great day tomorrow, wherever you are. And I hope that you heard something tonight that you can actually use. I hope that whatever I was saying had some impact, and maybe you could help someone. You can share this video, it doesn't matter, share it. And if you know somebody that can be helped from it. So that's why I come here, so I can share some things that has impacted my life, that has helped me. And I'm sure that someone out there will be helped. So I want to have thank you so much for watching. I want you to have a great rest of the weekend, and I will see you next week sometime. Take care now. Bye.